Yes.
I'd imagine a lot of people are going to be out and about in this weather all week long still.
Yeah, every excuse you need to get outside and take advantage of the lingering summer here into fall. I know there's a lot of yard work to be done, although those leaves are slowly starting to fall. They are starting to fall. It looks like we will have plenty of outdoors time to get out there with dry weather, but also some real heat. In fact, we're still on record watch. Record high temperatures now possible within reach a couple of days in the Twin Cities, both Friday and Saturday, although Friday looks to be the peak of the heat at 89. We'll see if we can get to that record of 90 degrees set in 1997. And I mentioned this yesterday. It's not obviously just the Twin Cities. A number of locations, including as far north as Brainerd, has a chance to set a new record, high temperature. St. Cloud, Sioux Falls, all within reach of that. And it's not just the daytime temperatures. Look at these overnight lows. Our average high is 67. These are the overnight low temperature forecasts as we head through the start of the weekend. Potentially as warm as 70 degrees in the overnight Saturday, and the average low is 48, so that's about 25 degrees above average, or at least by the weekend it will be. Those average temperatures are falling about a degree every 1 to 2 days this time of year. And then we get some cooler weather, but this is not cold. This is normal. And in fact, any of these lows you see here in the 50s, again, just to draw your attention to this number, that would still be above average. So this forecast that has above average temperatures lingering for at least the first couple of weeks of October, that doesn't necessarily mean record-setting temperatures. It just means that exactly that. We're going to be above average. And at this time of year, that could easily be a high near 70. But no, in the short term here, it's going to be more like highs in the 80s to near 90. Again, out there right now, it's quiet. It definitely is a little bit cloudier. And from those clouds, the radar showing a couple of light green areas indicating the potential for some sprinkles falling. But, you know, our radars are quite sensitive. And in many cases, what they're seeing here in Lake Country and west central Minnesota down to southwestern Minnesota are raindrops falling out of the cloud bases, but they're evaporating in the few thousand feet it takes for them to get to the ground. And so this is a little more accurate depiction, perhaps, of what to expect outside where we live, down at the ground coming up this evening. Maybe an isolated shower way off to the north, but for the most part, those clouds really not doing much. We'll roll this through the night tonight into tomorrow. Again, warm everywhere. We wake up tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 60s in most cases, and there will be the hint of a couple more isolated showers across eastern South Dakota and North Dakota, and they'll be drifting with a very weak disturbance our way, but again, probably staying dry tomorrow. Not as warm tomorrow as what we have coming up on Friday. We'll talk about that in a second. I do want to point out again that potential that 1 or 2 isolated showers could bubble up. As we go through the overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, maybe a slightly more widespread sprinkle or light shower potential. And as we go through the day Thursday, I think we start to really crank things up. Temperatures get back up into the mid-80s. Not totally out of the question that we could see a pop-up downpour on Thursday afternoon, but again, we're talking minuscule chances here. Our Friday high temperature, I mentioned, near 90 in the Twin Cities, in the 90s again across areas southwest of the metro, and in fact in parts of the mid-Minnesota River Valley. You know, earlier this week on Monday, we already got to the mid-90s. I think there's no reason we shouldn't do it again on Friday. And then here's a sneak peek at the weekend. Coming up in the next half hour, I want to spend a little more time talking about this because, of course, we have the marathon and all the related activities. There's that record high temperature on Saturday of 89. We'll get mighty close to it at 87. Rain chance not zero here, but it's pretty low. Sunday, it's up a little bit later in the afternoon, and that should come with a cool front that will start to cool us down. Temperatures
look at that.
Looking, yes, a little more seasonable coming up for Monday and Tuesday. And that means 60s for highs and 40s at night. I think
Flip the switch.
We'll turn, thankfully not snow.
That is true.
We'll turn a little more unsettled, but the rain that comes in is going to be pretty light overall, but still a chance really most of those days.
That'll feel weird when things change.
It's going to feel very weird.
Chris is going to get his shawl out.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, it is it's shawl season, Chris.
Yes. Thank you.